Good evening, this is News Mongolia. I'm Salonghort in the MNB World studio. For our top stories, COVID-19, 190 confirmed cases, 5 additional deaths reported. National Emergency Commission says no domestic restrictions will be imposed in response to the Omicron variant. The Grand Slam Judo Championships will be held in Mongolia next year. For other news, stay tuned. The National Emergency Commission convened to discuss the newly confirmed variant of COVID-19, named Omicron by the WHO, and made several decisions regarding measures for international arrivals.
Deputy Prime Minister Amar spoke about some of the response measures that will be taken.
The Omicron variant has been registered in African countries. I'd like to introduce some preventive measures that will be taken in Mongolia. Foreigners coming from or passing through countries with reported Omicron cases will not be allowed entry. Mongolian citizens who have traveled to these countries or have traveled in high-risk areas will be repatriated. However, they will be kept in isolation for 10 days at their own expense.
More than 200 Mongolian peacekeepers arrived in Ulaanbaatar over the weekend and will be in isolation for 10 days. The National Emergency Commission clarified that citizen arrivals will be tested at airports and border checkpoints. No domestic restrictions will be imposed. The World Health Organization reported that the B.1.1.529 COVID-19 variant called Omicron was first identified by researchers in South Africa, and cases have been confirmed there and 6 neighboring countries, as well as in countries in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. The B.1.1.529 variant was first reported to WHO from South Africa on November 24, 2021. The epidemiological situation in South Africa has been characterized by 3 distinct peaks in reported cases, the latest of which was predominantly the Delta variant. In recent weeks, infections have increased steeply, coinciding with the detection of the Omicron variant. The first known confirmed Omicron infection was from a specimen collected on November 9, 2021. This variant has a large number of mutations, some of which are concerning to epidemiologists. Preliminary evidence suggests an increased risk of reinfection with this variant. Minister of Health Ingpot emphasized that social media claims about the variant's association with the HIV virus are unfounded.
The Ministry of Health reported that 190 new COVID-19 cases were confirmed today, and 5 people have died.
The Ministry of Health today on November 29th has reported that 190 new COVID-19 cases were detected in the past 24 hours after tests were carried out at PCR laboratories across the country. Unfortunately, 5 patients, 4 women and 1 man, all with underlying health conditions, died of COVID-19 complications. All new cases are of domestic transmission, 112 out of which were confirmed in Ulaanbaatar, and the remaining 78 were confirmed in the provinces. 6,043 COVID-19 patients being treated at hospitals nationwide. Additionally, 11,736 patients are being treated at home. Among the 6,043 COVID-19 patients being treated at hospitals nationwide, 2,377 are showing mild symptoms of illness and 112 are in critical condition. Currently in Mongolia, over 2.25 million people have received their first COVID-19 vaccine dose nationwide, and over 2.14 million have received a second dose of vaccine.
Thank you for staying with us on MNB World. Now let's take a look at Mongolia's current affairs.
President of Mongolia Khurelsukh met with the Deputy Prime Minister of the Russian Federation Viktoria Abramchenko, who attended the 23rd meeting of the Mongolian Russian Intergovernmental Commission. President Khurelsukh noted that the 100th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between the 2 countries has been widely celebrated throughout the year. He added that the visit of the high-level delegation to Mongolia within the framework of the anniversary is a sign of the high level of importance attached by the Russian side to relations and cooperation with Mongolia. Over the last century, relations and cooperation between the 2 countries have been active in all fields. The president added that the 2 sides should boost cooperation in the new century on the principle of mutual benefit, in particular bringing trade and economic cooperation to a new level. The 13th Asia-Europe Meeting Summit was held online on November 25th through 26th under the theme Strengthening Multilateralism for Shared Growth. The summit was chaired by the Kingdom of Cambodia and brought together 51 heads of state and government from Asia and Europe, as well as representatives from the European Union and ASEAN, to address a wide range of regional and international issues. Zandan Shatar, Speaker of the State Great Khural of Mongolia, gave an address during the first plenary session of the summit and spoke about climate change. He stressed that the ASEM is a forum that brings Asia and Europe closer together and plays a key role in enhancing the prosperity and security of the two continents and other regions of the world, and called for support in the fight against climate change. Mongolia hosted the 11th ASEM Summit in Ulaanbaatar in 2016 and regularly participates in ASEM's high-level meetings and events. The 23rd meeting of the Mongolian Russian Intergovernmental Commission on Trade, Economy, Science and Technical Cooperation was held. The meeting, part of a series of events marking the 100th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between Mongolia and Russia, included discussions of a wide range of issues. The two sides discussed trade turnover, which decreased last year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The parties also discussed increasing the volume of agricultural exports from Mongolia, intensifying the activities of Ulaanbaatar Railway, and improving Mongolian and Russian border crossings. Agreements were made on major projects such as free economic zones and the gas pipeline that will pass through Mongolian territory. Deputy Prime Minister Viktoria Abramchenko, who chairs the Russian delegation of the Mongolian Russian Intergovernmental Commission, said that the trade and economic cooperation between the two countries will continue to expand, particularly when air passenger transport resumes on January 1st of 2022. The sides agreed to continue to expand mutually beneficial cooperation for the next 100 years. According to the press office of Mongolian Deputy Prime Minister Amir Sakhan, who serves as head of Mongolian delegation, the two countries will actively cooperate on the implementation of the protocol signed during the 23rd meeting of the Intergovernmental Commission.
Now let's take a look at the currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. Battolak, the fifth president of Mongolia and president of the Mongolian Judo Federation, met with Marius Vizir, president of the International Judo Federation, and signed an agreement to host the 2022 IJF World Tour in Mongolia.
The president of the Mongolian Judo Association is one of the most engaged and animated federation leaders in world judo, known for his vocal and positive support at events where he is truly behind his team. The former president of Mongolia and the current president of the Mongolian Judo Federation, Battolak Haltma, is in Abu Dhabi in support for the delegation and also to sign the contract with the IJF president Marius Vizir to place Mongolia back on the IJF calendar. In June 2022, we will see Ulaanbaatar play host to the elite of the judo world at the Grand Slam, which is now scheduled annually for the next 4 years. The Grand Slam will be held in Mongolia for the next 4 years. The first competition will be held on June 24 through 26, 2022 in Ulaanbaatar city. Mongolia has experience in organizing the Chinggis Khan World Cup between 2009 and 2011 and the Chinggis Khan Grand Prix in 2012 through 2016. According to the Mongolian Judo Federation, the Grand Slam is the second most prestigious competition after the World Cup and the World Masters and is important for scoring Olympic qualification points.
Here comes the weather forecast for the world's major cities. This is it for today. Thank you for staying with us. We'll see you tomorrow with more news and updates. Have a nice evening. Goodbye.